Hello, friends. So we should be on page 4 of our advanced equation solving packet, which is the green one. Page 4 talks about solving equations with the distributive property. So basically, we're just, we started with one step, moved to two step, we added combining like terms, and now we're adding the distributive property. So each step along the way, we're just adding another skill here, okay? So step 1 is going to be to distribute to get rid of the parentheses. So that is the point of distributing, to get rid of the parentheses, okay? Once we got rid of the parentheses, then you're going to look to see if you have to combine like terms. Sometimes you'll have to, and sometimes you won't. It all depends, okay? From that point on, we've simplified the equation as much as we can, and now you're just solving a two-step equation. So now you're going to add or subtract to move the constant. And then once you've done that, you're going to multiply or divide to move the coefficient. And then, of course, last step always is to check, okay? So we're going to go through a couple examples here, just straightforward examples. So we're going to start with number 1. Obviously, if you need to pause to write those notes down, you can, but I'm going to move on here. So number 1, step 1 is we're going to distribute. So just like we did with expressions, you should be circling that number or term that's on the outside of the parentheses and drawing your arrows. 6 times p is 6p, and 6 times -3 is -18, and then we set that equal to -24. So now we look to see if we have to combine like terms, and we do not. Remember, you can only combine like terms if you have like terms on the same side of the equation, and we don't. So now it's just a two-step equation. We get rid of the constant, which is the -18, by adding 18 to both sides. This gives us 6p equals -6, and then we divide by that 6, and we get p equals -1. Okay, so now the check is the same as always. We start by writing the original equation. You do not write the distributed equation. You write the original equation. Now, in your check, you do not distribute, and you do not combine like terms, okay? The check steps are the same. We first rewrite the equation, then we're going to substitute the value of the variable. P is -1, so we just plug that in. And now we use PEMDAS. PEMDAS says that we do what's in parentheses first. -1 minus 3 is -4. We keep it in parentheses because it's being multiplied by the 6. And we get -24 equals -24, and it checks. Number 2, same kind of deal. We're going to start by distributing this 1/2. So we circle and we draw our arrows. 1/2 times 12 is 6, and 1/2 times -4 is -2x equals 100. We have nothing to combine here, so now we add or subtract to move the constant. Now be careful. This 6 is positive. The negative that you see here goes with the 2, okay? So this is a positive 6. To move the 6, we're going to subtract 6 from both sides. That gives us -2x equals 94. And then the coefficient is -2. It's being multiplied by x, so we divide both sides by -2. And then x equals -47. Okay, now we go to the check. We again rewrite the original equation exactly as it is. Okay, in place of x, we're going to put -47. Now be careful, because the -4 is being multiplied by that x, we're going to put that -47 in parentheses. which means that you have parentheses inside parentheses, but that's okay, okay? Don't let that bother you. Again, we got to follow the steps of PEMDAS. PEMDAS tells us to do what's in parentheses first, so I'm going to focus on this inside part. In this inside part, we have here this subtraction, and then we also have multiplication. So we have to do the multiplication first. So I'm going to bring the 12 down and the 1/2. Negative times negative is positive, and 4 times 47 is going to give me 188. Okay, so then again, I'm going to clean this up, finish doing in the parentheses. 12 plus 188 is 200. I bring everything else down, and half of 200 is 100, and it checks. Okay, number 3. So number 3, we got a lot going on because we got 2 parties here. So first we're going to distribute the 3, and then we're going to distribute the 5. Okay, 3 times y is 3y minus 3 times 5.5 is going to give me 16.5, and that we brought down that minus sign there. Plus 5 times y is 5y, and then 5 times 3.5 is 17.5, and that equals negative 15. Now for this one, we do have to combine like terms. We have 3y plus 5y, which is 8y, and then we have negative 16.5 plus 17.5. You can put that in your calculator if you need to, but that gives us positive 1. So now we're done cleaning it up. This is a 2-step equation. We subtract 1 from both sides. We get 8y equals negative 16. We divide both sides by 8, and we get y equals negative 2. Okay? Now, to do this check, it's going to be a little bit hairy, okay? So we have to be very careful. So again, we always start by rewriting the original equation exactly as it is, not after the distribution, okay? And that's because if you distribute wrong, you're going to be checking into the wrong equation. That makes no sense, okay? So now in place of y, we put negative 2. Everything else stays exactly the same. Okay, now again, PEMDAS tells us to do what's in parentheses first. Negative 2 minus 5.5 is negative 7.5, which I have to keep in parentheses because it's being multiplied by the 3. Then I'm going to bring down the plus 5. Negative 2 plus 3.5 is positive 1.5. Okay, now I have to do these multiplications first. 3 times negative 7.5 is negative 22.5, and 5 times 1.5 is positive 7.5, and then I throw this into my calculator if you want, and we get negative 15 equals negative 15, and it checks. Okay, if you need to rewind the video, rewatch one of those, feel free to do so. But I'm going to move on to page 5, okay? So now we have some word problems going on here, okay? And remember for these, we want to do all the steps of VWAC, okay? So number 4 says, during a cloudy day on vacation, all 5 members of the Smith family decided to go watch a matinee movie in the morning and a drive-in movie in the afternoon. Okay, so they're doing both of those things. The prices for the 2 movies are different. This is important, okay? The tickets for the matinee movie are $6 each. Okay, if they spent $75 total for both movies, what was the cost per ticket for the drive-in movie? Okay, so we're going to start with our variable. I'm going to say let D equal the cost of 1 drive-in movie ticket. Okay, let D equal the cost of 1 drive-in movie ticket. Now, What are the members of the Smith family doing? Well, they're going to a matinee movie, which we know is $6. And then they're also going to a drive-in movie, which we don't know. Okay? But we know that all 5 members are doing that. Okay, so we have to have the 6 plus the D in parentheses. And we also know that they spent $75 total dollars. So that's going to be our equation. Now, to solve this, we're going to distribute the 5. That gives us 30 plus 5D. We don't have to combine like terms, so we're going to move that 30 by subtracting 30. So we get 5D equals 45. We divide by 5, and D equals 9. So our answer is each drive-in ticket cost $9. Okay, and now we're going to check. So remember, you have to start with the original. Now we're going to plug in 9 for D. PEMDAS says we do parentheses first. So we get 15, and 5 times 15 is 75. So that is our full VWAC. V is the variable, E is the equation, W is the work, A is the answer, and there's our check. Okay? Now, part B. How much did each member of the Smith family spend on movie tickets that day? Each member. Well, they spent $6 on the matinee, and now we know they spent $9 at the drive-in. So total, they each spent $15. Okay? All right, last one. Number 5. In between the matinee movie and the drive-in movie, the family went to a local pizza parlor to eat. The cost of a soda was $2.50. If the total bill came to $37.95 and each member of the family had a soda and 1 slice of pizza except Mr. Smith and his son, who each had 2 slices, how much did 1 slice of pizza cost? If you want to try this on your own and then unpause and check with me, you can definitely do that. That would be awesome. So go ahead and pause your video and then check back. Okay, so first of all, the question is how much did 1 slice of pizza cost? So there's my let statement. Let P equal the cost of 1 slice of pizza. Okay, now I always think the easiest place to start is with the total. We know this costs $37.95 total. And what did they get for that? Well, all 5 members bought a soda and 1 slice of pizza. Okay, so we'll start there. We don't know the pizza, so I'm going to start with the soda and the pizza. And all 5 members did that, except Mr. Smith and his son, who each had a second pizza. So we're going to add 2 more slices of pizza onto our equation. Okay? I hope this makes sense to everybody. Now, the other thing you could have done is you could have said 5 times the $2.50, but then if they each get a slice, that's 5 slices, plus the 2 additional is 7 total slices of pizza. So you could have said plus 7p, and that would have been equivalent. That would have been okay too. All right. So we're going to start by distributing this 5. So that's going to give us $12.50 plus 5p. We bring down the 2p. Now we have to combine like terms. So we have $12.50 plus 7p. Now we're going to subtract the soda, or the $12.50. And that's going to give us that. And then we're going to divide by 7. What does that even give us? 3.462. Wait, is that right? Oh, I think we're going to get something nasty. Do I have my phone? I do. Hold on, guys. I thought I could do it in my head, but I think this is going to be yucky, and I don't want to get it wrong. Okay, 25.45 divided by 7. Oh, yeah, yuck. Okay, so remember, you always want to write the whole thing your calculator says, and then this is money, so we're going to round to the hundredth place. The 5 tells the 3 to go up, so 1 slice of pizza costs $3.64. Okay, so there's our answer, and now to do the check, we rewrite the original. Now, the problem with this check is if we check with 364, it's not going to be exactly equal because P is actually equal to this yucky number, okay? So I'm going to still check with a 364, even though it's not going to give me anything exact. And I'm going to show you how I do this right now. So I'm going to plug in the 364, okay? So now we have 250 plus 364. That gives me 614. And then we just bring this down. Now I'm going to multiply these. I get 30.7. And then 7.28. So then I'm going to add those together. And I get 37.98, which is pretty close. But are they equal to each other? No, they're not equal to each other, but that's okay because we expected them not to be equal to each other, right? Do you see how this rounded up? That means that this answer should be a little bit more than this answer, and it is. So what you have to do now is slash this equal sign. That tells us that this is not equal to that, which is true because we rounded the answer we didn't expect it to be. Okay? So this is good. This is all mathematically correct, and we're good to go. All right? Always, if you need to rewind or watch it again, please do so. If you have any questions, let us know. Thanks, guys. Have a good day.